Hello, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome all to another Demystify the Divine weekly readings and tools to connect. How is everyone doing today? Hoping that everyone's doing well, that we are hanging on, hanging in, and maybe even thriving from time and time again. Oh, Terry. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. I loved our time together. It was wonderful to connect, and I'm so glad that that it helped you out. You got a lot of stuff going on, and so really glad that your dream team came through for you. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. So for those of you who are returning and you're on just about every week, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing your energy with me and with all of us. For those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, welcome. So excited and happy to have you here, and really looking forward to sharing your energy this evening and seeing what all of our energies combined can create. So today we are missing one Mr. Keone. He is, I'm not even sure what he's doing or where he's going, but we have been graced with Mr. Hakeem's presence today. And Hakeem likes to be the strong silent type, and he stays behind the scenes. So you're going to get a whole whack of me and very little of him. You'll get the nice black screen for him. But we are grateful to thank you, Hakeem, for coming in and hosting and doing all this fun stuff. So a little bit of a change of background. No other reason other than it's really freaking cold, and I just didn't want to be upstairs in my studio where it gets a little cold. I wanted to be by the fireplace. So hopefully the sound and the lighting is not too bad. You're getting what you need. So a couple of dishes and laundry things. Thank you so much. For those of you watching me on YouTube, please feel free to like, subscribe, and click the bell on my YouTube channel. I'm always putting up fun little things, interesting, factual information, card pulls, readings, things to kind of help you out and help you through as we are struggling or thriving in this transformative time. So love to do that. And I was just telling Hakeem, I very recently started with these YouTube shorts. Everybody talks about these YouTube shorts, and I think it's really funny. For those of you who usually watch me, you know that brevity is not a strong suit. And trying to figure out how to say something in 15 seconds is hilarious. If you were a bug on the wall watching me try to create these things, you would be laughing. In fact, I should probably do like a little bloopers reel or something sometime so that people can actually see how ridiculous it is for me to be able to come up with something. But anyway, it's been a lot of fun. And for those of you who are joining me on Facebook, so excited to have you here. I realized I was supposed to set up my Insta and I forgot to do Insta today. Oh my God. Oh well. C'est la vie. Everything happens for a reason. So for those of you on Facebook, really happy to have you here as well. Feel free to put any comments that you would like in the feed, and we'll get you up there. Also, this show allows you to come on live, and we can do some card pulling together. You can pull your own cards and we can chat about it to sort of help you learn how to deepen your relationship with your own tarot deck. You can ask some other questions as well. We would love to have some people on live. If you'd like to do that, just click. I think Hakeem's probably put something in the chat on how to be able to make that happen. Would love to see you there. It sounds great. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go into my happy place right now and see what our word of the week is. Powerful prep work. Okay, so what I'm getting with powerful prep work is I feel like that is sort of the energy of what we are all in right now. Is from a collective perspective, we are doing a lot of preparation. We're doing a lot of foundation laying for, I want to say, a new world that we're stepping into, a new existence. And we're co-creating it. You know, we are all as a collective making different choices and shifting our thoughts and figuring out what we want to do here. Do we want to go left? Do we want to go right? And as we're doing all of these things, we are literally co-creating the earth, the life, I want to say the next chapter of our civilization and the next chapter of humanity. So when we're talking about this prep work, powerful prep work, it's important when we say the word powerful, even just saying the word is powerful, right? It's a plosive P. There's very much action in there. There's a feeling in there. So powerful prep work means it's something that we're not throwing it together piecemeal. We're actually giving some thought to it. And now, granted, not everyone in the collective gives thought to what they're doing and where the world is going and all the rest of it. In fact, most people on the planet maybe aren't concentrated on those things. People that are watching this kind of stuff, watching this show, watching other shows around energy and psychic receiving and intuition, light worker stuff, these are the people who are bringing the power to the foundation, to the prep work, because we are aware of ourselves, we're aware of our energy, and we're making considered powerful choices as to what we're contributing versus what we're not. And sometimes we, fall back a little bit. Sometimes we misstep, we lose our way. All of that's good. We're all here, learning our lessons, and we can't all be 150% all of the time, right? But this message this week is really giving us the opportunity to say, if I'm going to contribute something, I want it to be powerful. So what does that equate to? What do I need to do to make my experience powerful? And this is not an exercise in overthinking and getting stuck and not doing something because you don't know what to do. This is more of an exercise in understanding that when I am intentional about what I would like to see or feel or hear or know, there's power in that thought connecting to that feeling. So the powerful prep work comes into let's all really be present. Let's all really be intentional about what it is that we are putting out into the collective. And we all are constantly putting things out into the collective, whether we're intentional about it or not. So can you imagine what it would be like if we were all intentional about it? How would that shift the world? How would that shift what we are co-creating? It would shift it in some pretty big ways. It's just like anything. If you're a person who tends to be scattered and you do a bunch of different things, but you struggle to follow through on anything, what happens when you're focusing just on one thing and not 57,000 other things? Oh, I've got energy to actually take it that last lap and get to the finish line. And then I can move on to something else, right? It's all in our focus. So powerful prep work, laying a foundation. There's also something coming up, I want to say, collectively around, it feels like global finance. And forgive me, I don't watch the news. I don't get overly involved in all sorts of stuff. So my languaging is a little bit different here. I'm just going to give you what I'm getting. Global financing. It's almost like there's extra focus or extra talk or new talk around, I want to say, like a different type of currency or a different format that globally we measure currency with. And what I keep hearing around this is that people are going to dismiss it or laugh it out of the room or talk down about it. But I want to say, again, it's that prep work, that powerful prep work. In order for things to shift and change, we have to be willing to do some different things. If things aren't working quite the way that they used to work, why just kind of keep going back at it and just settling for less? We've got to move forward. So I'm not saying that we're all losing our currency and going into something else, but this week I feel like there's something in the collective that is going to be really disruptive around how the world currency is, or how the world evaluates and values currency. And what I keep getting around this, the reason why we're receiving this information is I feel like there's a lot of the way that it's going to be presented. It sort of lends itself to a lot of fear, a lot of, again, upset, upheaval, disruption. Oh my God, when this happened, we remember how difficult it was with this. I keep hearing like Brexit, when Brexit happened, everybody was just like, oh my God, but people survived, the country survived, everything's still going. So I feel like it's important for all of us to just sort of embrace change as it's coming up, or embrace ideas that can, I want to say, suggest future change, be proactive, or at the very least, just be open to all of these things. But don't get into the fear of it. Don't get stuck or sucked into that, I want to say, that tornado, that we can often get sucked into. Interesting message. All right, I'm going to channel an archangel and see who comes through and what information they have. And then we will do a fun card pull and see what our messaging, the further messaging is for us this week. Greetings, dear ones. I am Archangel Raphael, and I come to you on behalf of the Archangelic Collective at this time and to share with you the wonders of what we are witnessing from our dimension into yours. You see such chaos, and you are fretting and worried over all of the upheaval that is prevalent in your countries, on the planet, within your ecosystem. There is not a system on the planet that is not in a state of great change. And yet, we wish to convey that this is the way forward. This is the way to make these shifts happen. And for humanity as a whole to become as of now, humanity can be seen as sometimes younger children who are throwing temper tantrums, or sometimes as teenagers who are wanting to express themselves as individuals and express their independence, but without the experience to back up their independent desires. And we wish to say to you that this is a very natural progression when you are observing a race coming into its own. Believe it or not, what you are experiencing right now, and especially in the coming 4 months, is actually connected to the heart of humanity and the healing that needs to occur within this collective heart before this glorious transformation and evolution can occur. This healing, from your perspective, can be quite painful. You have the saying that sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. And while we know that each of you wishes that this was not so, there is an element and a beauty to understanding that this healing is occurring at such a level that there would be that depth of discord and discomfort. It is important to remember that humanity has never been here before. So from our perspective, the very act of this heart healing collectively is a wonder, is miraculous. And each of you is a wonderful part of this experience. Do not negate or doubt the veracity of your energy and of your contribution. Even those who simply have one single thought a day that brings them into a different vibration and frequency is contributing and making positive change to the collective as a whole. It is easy, if you will, for us to say these platitudes and give you all of this hope through the spoken word. And we understand that on your planet, it is actually in action that truth is believed. So I offer to each of you now to close your eyes and take a moment to connect to your heart space. And we in the Angelic Collective will provide you with an action that you can feel. Listen to our words that are spoken within your heart. Feel the sensations. Receive the image. Breathe deeply now to do this. And in these few moments of silence, notice already how you have shifted. It is not hard, dear ones. It is about intention. It is about actively taking the time out to connect with the life force that is within you. I step back now and offer much love and support for your journey this week. Be well. Love me some Raphael. Love, love, love that angelic energy. All right, let's get to our card pull. Oh, and we have Mr. Neo, cat butt in the face, cat butt time. Thank you, Hakeem. Keone gets so irritated with me because I always forget to do that or to allow him to do that. So yes, it's time for card pulling. And we are pulling cards today. Our tarot deck is Yasmin Westwood's The Enchanted Dream Tarot. And so this week we've got Knight of Cups. So I love Knight of Cups for a number of reasons. Let's talk about Knight of Cups. First of all, Knight of Cups in the traditional tarot represents sort of the knight in shining armor, that energy of the pursuer, the energy of someone who wears their heart on their sleeve, is on a quest to, I want to say, blend their divine masculine and their divine feminine energy, and on a quest to, I want to say, It's not so much seeking a person as it is seeking out themselves in another soul. So it's not the yin and the yang. It's not that two halves become a whole. We are all whole exactly as we are. This tale is just, I mean, stealing the show, right? Oh my God. So Knight of Cups is coming up this week, because I feel like, especially when we were talking about the, the powerful prep work that we're doing here, Knight of Cups is all about that quest. And if we are building something new from a collective perspective, what is it that we need to focus on? We need to focus on the frequency of love and make sure that love is in all that we do and all that we are. The Cups suit represents our emotional state. It's the ocean of emotion. It also represents that psychic energy and that psychic ability. And while the suit of air actually represents the heart, the suit of cups represents all that, I want to say, it's like what the heart feels, the cup holds in that space. And then I want to say, sort of doles it out as needed, doles it out as fit. I talk about the love cup. How is your love cup full and overflowing? So the love cup is I always see it sort of in the solar plexus area. And actually, cups energy is connected to the sacral chakra. So it's very close to that. And the solar plexus is right between the heart chakra and the sacral chakra. So Knight of Cups, the message for all of us this week is to really understand our own individual quest. What is your quest right now? And how are you doing with that quest? I want to say, from a collective perspective, our quest is to bring more love into the decisions that we're making, into the foundation that we are laying. So to kind of go back with the theme, if we are going to really contribute to the collective and make that our focus as we are working through our own individual paths, what you want to do is you want to follow your quest and really get answers for yourself around what your quest is. Where are you at with the balance of your divine masculine or divine feminine? Or perhaps I should not even say balance as much as where are you at with that ratio? I tend to be stronger divinely masculine. I mean, I have a lot of divine feminine energy within me, but I tend to be more divine masculine in my approach to life. I'm very like, go, 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 let's go get them. And I have to be reminded oftentimes that sometimes it's okay to just receive. Sometimes it's okay to sit in the chaos of, newness and abundance and I want to say fertility and all of those things. So when we're laying that foundation, when we are, putting that power into the collective, we want to understand where that power comes from. You can take power from a lot of places. There is power in the mind, and it's not always negative, but there's power in the mind. There's negative and positive power in the mind. What kind of power comes from the heart? What kind of power comes from the soul space? What kind of power comes from our Earth Star chakra? If we're accessing that, what kind of power comes from all of that? So get to know this week your powerhouse areas. Where are you? And I'm going to say to you, where do you typically access your power? And then you want to ask the question, is that actually the most powerful source of power that you have? So this week, I feel like Knight of Cups is inviting us on a quest to learn a little bit more about not only our own individual quest, but to learn more about our power spaces and what difference does it make? What shifts can occur if you maybe don't focus on the power of the mind and you step more into the heart space first? Or you don't focus on the heart, you focus on the soul space, or you focus on the mind and see what happens. I would say I encourage you to go within and see where you resonate, see where your body resonates. We can do that very easily by just sort of setting the intention, closing our eyes and connecting with our guides and simply saying, okay, show me where I normally come from or where I normally access my power from in my body at this time. They'll let you know. And then you say, okay, show me where my most powerful source is located in my body. It might be the same, it might not. And if it isn't, then sit in that powerhouse and maybe you take it a step further and ask, okay, I've never experienced power from this place before. How do I access it more? Show me or tell me or give me guidance on how to open up to that. So really interesting message around this Knight of Cups energy. Also, I love pulling from the Lightseers Tarot deck as well, Chris Ann, and her Knight of Cups has a pig, a flying pig in the sky. And it always makes me laugh because it's when pigs fly, right? And we know that saying is, oh yeah, I'll do this or I'll do that, or that'll happen when pigs fly, because pigs don't fly. Well, this card also represents those concepts or ideas that we dismiss quickly out of hand because, oh, well, that must be impossible to do. Folks, we are in an energy right now where nothing is impossible. We literally can create whatever it is that we want to do. And yes, we can talk about duality and gravity and all of those things, but we each of us are multidimensional beings. Why is it, do you think, that when you go into a more meditative state or a deeper meditative state, that the body tingles or that you leave the body? Because you're in another dimension while you're present in this dimension. So when pigs fly, I want to say we need to rewrite it or rethink it, because it's actually not accurate anymore in the ways that it used to be pre this new energy. So give that some consideration, give that some thought. All right, our oracle deck for this week is the Crystal Mandala deck from Alana Fairchild. And this is so funny. I've had this deck for a really long time. Love this deck. Love her messaging, by the way. If you're looking for a really in-depth tarot, she writes an essay for every card. So be prepared. It might not be one that you're going to pull 5 cards from. You might pull one a day and prepare yourself for a good 10 or 15 minutes of reading. That's very powerful. So I haven't looked at it in a while, and all of a sudden it just popped into my space today. And I was like, all right, here it is. So let's see what our accompanying message is. Ooh, you're going to love this image. Crossroad of Destiny. Dun, dun, dun. I love it. Crystal Goddesses 888. So we're talking about our path of mastery. The Crossroad of Destiny is connected to Goddess Hecate, and Micah. Check out this image. I'll try and do it so you don't get glare. Oh, I'm loving this image. Okay, so it's very interesting that the Crossroad of Destiny is coming up when we are talking about this quest that we're on and learning, I want to say learning more about ourselves and our power space in the body. Wouldn't that kind of equate to coming to a crossroads of, oh, I never even considered that there was like different powerhouse areas in my body. I never considered that. Well, that's a crossroads. My beliefs have just been challenged. Everything that I've known, not everything, but this part of myself that I have known has been a bit challenged. So the Crossroad of Destiny is coming up simply to say, hey, you guys are all making a shift and you're making a change right now. You're rewriting your destiny, or you're creating your destiny right now. Why not take a look at some of these long-held beliefs and just throw a little question to them? It doesn't mean you have to throw them all out, throw the baby out with the bathwater. But what's wrong with questioning your belief? Is it still your belief? Does it need to be tweaked? Is it no longer your belief? Is it the first time you've asked yourself, why do I even believe this? Where did I get this belief from? Oh my God, this is my mother's belief. Or, oh my God, this is my friend from high school's belief. And for whatever reason, it got lodged in my psyche. And I don't really resonate with that anymore. So the Crossroad of Destiny, I really feel like it's coming up and inviting us to really kind of take advantage of this time, not only to connect with that power, but to also utilize that power to help us to elevate our beliefs. And I'm going to say to you, a belief this keeps coming up a lot. So feelings are neither true nor false. A belief is also neither true nor false. It simply is a belief that one person has because it resonates with their frequency and their energy. But your belief, you and I can both have different beliefs. Oh, he is going nuts today. You and I can both have different beliefs. Thank you, Neo. I love you. And so does everyone else. Thank you for the butt in the face. You can have beliefs that are different than mine, and each of them are true for each of us. So I feel like that's coming up a lot as well. Crossroad of Destiny. Crossroad, not in a negative way, crossroad in a way of, let's just see what really is our truth. Let's just see, because if we're tearing everything down anyway, or if there are things that are transpiring that really need to be adjusted, we might as well look at all of it right now. Because if we move down the road and we go down the road and we've established this foundation, but all of a sudden now we recognize, oh crap, we don't believe in this either. Well, I wish I had known then to ask about it or to make those shifts, because I would have built this foundation differently. So that's why everything is, I want to say, sort of in chaos, because it's really giving each of us time and the opportunity to really get clear on, okay, what really does need to shift? If I'm going to build a powerful foundation, or I'm prepping for this powerful birthing of something new, I definitely want to make sure that we get it right the first time, right? That we do it right. Otherwise, there's just a whole lot of hassle and nonsense to have to constantly go back and forth and shift. Now, of course, if we do have to go back and forth and shift, so be it. But wouldn't we like to start off with a better foundation? He is kooky today. He's not usually this crazy. OMG. All right. So that's our reading. That's our general reading with Kat. And now I have cat hair all over my lips. It's driving me bonkers. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. So Hakeem is the what did I say? Tall, dark, and handsome, or the silent type, the tall and silent type. I don't know what I said. He's all of the above. That's in the background. And instead of Keone, who's usually blah, 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 we get Neo. So Neo is actually the host of the show today. All right. I'm going to go into my happy place here and channel a couple of questions for our card pulls. So just give me a minute here to see what's coming up. Ooh, they're juicy ones tonight. Okay. Card pull number 1. What card energy can help me to know how to strengthen my foundation powerfully? What card energy can help me to know how to strengthen my foundation powerfully? Card pull number 2. What card energy wants to be shared through me into the collective? What card energy wants to be shared through me into the collective? All right, Hakeem, do we have anyone who wants to come live today? Lindu, so nice to see your shining face. How are you?
Good. How are you? Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Yes, absolutely. We missed you. I think it's been a couple of weeks that we haven't seen you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, well, it's been a couple of weeks for me because last week I wasn't here. I had the pre-record. That's why I'm thinking it feels like so long. Awesome. So are you going to pull cards for yourself, or do you want me to pull some cards for you today?
I'm leaving to the expert, my guru. So it's you pulling the cards for me.
Ooh, all right. Do you want a tarot, oracle, or oracle?
Tarot.
Okay, let's do it. So your first card, what card energy can help me to know how to strengthen my foundation powerfully? I love it. Two of Swords. Okay, so Two of Swords for you here is the energy of needing to make a decision. So a lot of times people see this card and they think, oh my God, she's been kidnapped and it's horrible and they've blindfolded her and she's got these swords and they're going to chop off her head. No, what it is she's put the blindfold on her on purpose because she's facing two different thoughts, two different choices here. They are connected to the heart space, and she wants to involve only her intuition, only her third eye, in order to feel into which decision is going to be the best path for her. So when we're saying what card energy can help you to know how to strengthen your foundation powerfully, I feel like the message is going into your intuition to make a decision and not to dwell over the decision or not to overthink or hem or ha. It's once you put that blindfold on, the very first thing that you get is what you go with. So I feel like there's a big message for you here as well around not overthinking, not getting too caught up in the head or the monkey mind around what you're receiving. Also, she's got this beautiful necklace around her throat with kind of like a little red diadem, or I don't know if that's the right term, locket or whatever, amulet, whatever it is. I'm feeling like for you specifically as well, a separate little message about your strength. Your strength comes when you speak it. So I feel like some of what is going to transpire for you this week as well, when you're talking about laying your foundation powerfully, this isn't internal. This is external. So you're doing okay, I'm tuning in. This is what I feel. And then you need to express it externally. That's really, really important. And I feel like, a lot of times we do things more internally and we don't necessarily have a sounding board. And sometimes other people don't do anything internally. They're constantly relying on other sounding boards, other people's opinions, other people's advice and guidance. It's neither right or wrong, good nor bad. It just is. But what I'm hearing for you is it's actually really important to verbalize, to actualize the decision that you make. And there's something that's coming up for you that I feel this week is going to be one of these things where you're not going to have a whole lot of time to hem and haw about it. You're going to need to just dive in and make a decision. And there's a part of you that's going to go into a little bit of a panic inside because you're going to say, oh my God, I'd like to do both, or I don't want to do either of these. And it's going to be about, okay, well, let's just pick one and go. So think about the blindfold. The blindfold basically says, I'm not going to get confused by what I'm seeing in the real, in the physical. I'm going to literally block that so that I can be completely connected to myself. That's awesome. All right, your second card pull. What card energy wants to be shared through me into the collective? I'm excited to see what comes up for you with this, because you do a lot of that work on your own anyway. You're always putting love. Oh, the card literally flew out. You're always putting a lot of love and positive life. Okay, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
She's like, oh God. All right, so you got the Death card. And for me, I love the Death card because it's the Phoenix, right?
Yep.
So what card energy wants to be shared through me into the collective? It's how you are rebirthing yourself. It's how you are shifting and changing. And I feel like that's why I'm getting this message as well around the throat, that you need to verbalize how you're shifting or changing, or how you are witnessing what needs to be shifted and changed. So you want to put that into the collective, because there are a lot of people who don't understand the value of that death and rebirth cycle that is happening. Birth, death, and rebirth. And how it wants to be shared through you in the collective. I want to say it needs to be shared in your ability to recognize when something has had its due. It's come to an end and it's time to move on. It's time to move forward. And, you know, because you and I know each other, I know that you have, for the last year, that has been kind of a really big theme for you in your life. Well, there's more. And I don't mean there's more to come in terms of big change and oh my God. It feels more like that experience that you had, you're now sort of, I want to say, cultivating the effects of that, and that those insights are what you are going to be sharing with the collective, because not everybody can look at this card and not freak out. Any questions?
No, for some reason I wasn't petrified at all.
Good.
I went like, oh yay, it's a good card for me.
That's how I am too. When I see it now, I'm like, yay, I got the death card. What's the change? What's the shift coming up now? Oh, that's awesome. Well, so great to see you, my dear. Sending you lots and lots of love. I hope you have an amazing week. Hi, Raigu. Hi, Raigu's hand. Thanks always for so much support from you guys. I love you both.
Love you too. Thanks, Stacy.
See you later.
Bye.
Mr. Neo is coming in for a command performance here. Wants to say hello. All right, so who is next, Hakeem? Oh, you've put something up here. Terry Ferguson, card pull, please, if you have time. Absolutely. So Terry, I'm gonna pull an oracle for you today, because I feel like there's something for you here. Hi. There's something for you here in the oracle. So what's the difference? I'll just take the opportunity to explain really quickly. What's the difference between a tarot deck and an oracle deck? A tarot deck is a system of divination that's been around for a really long time. Funny enough, it actually started off as a game and turned into sort of a game of being able to tap in to the intuition and who could tap in better, you know, who was getting interesting stuff when you were playing this game. And so it has become, over many centuries, it has become that tool to access your intuition. Oracles are really cool because if you don't know the system of divination of tarot, it can be very daunting. It's, you know, it can take a lot of memory work if you approach it from a more scholastic perspective. If you're reading it intuitively, you know, it's just about opening to the intuition, and then you don't really care, you know, what meaning each card has. Oracle is great for those who, you know, maybe are a little intimidated by the tarot. And Oracle is great because they're different themes. There's no specific structure to them. And the messages are, I want to say, clear cut. You know, you can look at the message or read the message or see the card and you know exactly what they're talking about. So Terry, here's your card pull. Goddess Sekhmet and Fire Agate, Passion of the Lion Heart. OMG. And it's a crystal goddess 888. So path of mastery. This is exactly where you're at, following that path of mastery and the path of the passion of the lion heart. So if we think about the lion is the top of the food pile, right? It is the, what do they call it? The king of the forest, or the king of the pride, the king of the, you know, the world, whatever, from an animal kingdom perspective. So the passion of the lion heart. If you are the master of all, can you imagine what kind of passion that, I want to say, instills into your heart space? Can you imagine the level of passion and motivation and clarity in your purpose that would instill? So your message this week is to really tap into passion of the lion heart. So I'm going to read this based on what card energy wants to be shared through me into the collective. You need to share your passions, and you need to share your passions without any kind of, I want to say, resistance or any kind of apology. No apology of any kind. This week, you want to connect to that lion heart energy and understand that, okay, there are no limits for me right now. I can literally do anything. What am I passionate about? I am the top of the food chain. So I don't need to fear. Nothing can hurt me. Nothing can harm me. Nothing can pull me away from that. So knowing that, what do I choose to do? How does that shift how I share my passion with the collective? Ooh, I love it. That's exciting. And fire agate. I don't know that I've ever actually seen a fire agate or been aware of a fire agate, but I feel like this would be a great crystal for you to get as well to help you ignite that passion, or the passion is ignited, I guess, to keep that flame going and to give you more confidence around that, to connect with that lion heart energy. You know, the idea that I have no limitations. So, you know, there's nothing that can eat me. So what do I want to do with that power, right? Ooh, power. There's the power word. Love that. Thank you so much for submitting your card pull. I love that. All right, who's next? Melissa. Hi, I could really use your intuitive regarding the huge shift in my life. Thank you so very much. Okay, so I'm going to tap into the shift, and then I'm going to pull a card for you. And I'm going to use the same question, the what card energy wants to be shared through me into the collective, because I feel like the shift that is happening for you is happening because you are so, I want to say, in service. And the way you're in service needs to change. Mostly because the way you've been in service up to this point, it's not that it's not needed. It's more that the people that you've been in service to, that energy and vibration is shifting. And it's not that they can't use your help. It's that you're not getting enough in return to be able to continue with that, I want to say, that demographic or that part of the world or that part of people. But I am feeling that this shift that you're going through right now is really connecting you to expanding and opening up more into your heart space and really trusting the heart space. And there's something that I want to say has sort of, part of the shift you saw coming, and part of it just recently has sort of come out of the blue, like it was a bit unexpected. Kind of like when we pull the Tower card and you're like, oh boy, okay, something's really shifting and changing, and I just don't know what it is. Or, oh, I wasn't expecting it to be that. And what I'm feeling there is it's actually going to enhance your wins, is what I'm hearing. It's going to enhance your wins. But in order for it to enhance your wins, you have to actually clear out a lot of the fear that is sort of, I keep hearing, holding you captive. So this shift that's occurring, I feel like some of that, you felt kind of you were held captive and you weren't quite sure how you were going to get out of it. And then all of a sudden something sort of showed up and you're like, oh, okay, well, this is interesting. This wasn't what I would have chosen necessarily, but here it is. Okay, this is going to help me to do this and this over here in sort of some roundabout ways. It's all, you need to continue through that process because there's more to come in terms of embracing the wins. And it's all connected to the heart space. So the guidance I'm receiving for you is actually this week, you want to set aside at least, well, I'm hearing 2 minutes. So you want to set aside 2 minutes. I won't even say at least 2 minutes. You want to set aside 2 minutes to really actively connect to your heart space. And I think that was something that Archangel Raphael did with us earlier today. So there's already some, I want to say, some lingering energy there that you can tap into. But don't worry about the shift. The shift is positive. The shift is going to help you. What you want to do is kind of sit in that heart space to connect, and then you want to rise out of the, I want to say, sort of the third dimensional heaviness that comes with the shift, and just sort of be in observance of it, or just sit slightly on top of it. Don't worry. And here's your card, and I love this, 6 of Pentacles. So 6 of Pentacles is basically someone is going to be investing in you, or you're reinvesting in yourself, and it's positive, it's happy. Someone's bringing you a bunch of joy and happiness. So this is your wins. You're going to be receiving your wins. 6s are all about harmony, balance, and alignment. That is what this shift is working to bring you. So in the process of reaching our harmony, balance, and alignment, sometimes we're very much out of harmony. You know, there's discord, there's disharmony. Sometimes we are off balance in order to figure out, oh, here's my new balance. So 6 of Pentacles is saying, just keep on keeping on. because the rewards are coming for you. There's someone that wants to invest in you. And that someone could be you, could be your high self, it could be your dream team. But I'm also feeling that there's someone in the physical that wants to invest in you, believes that you are worth the investment. And so it is. So I hope that helps and makes some sense for you. Thank you so much for letting me pull a card for you. Oh, your reading is spot on. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad that resonated with you. My pleasure. Anyone else? Mr. Hakeem. Last one. Okay. Yara Gibbs. I would love a card pull. Awesome, Yara. Okay, I'm going to pull a tarot card for you. And we are going to pull what card energy can help me to know how to strengthen my foundation powerfully. All right, well, you get 2 cards. Give me a second here. They flew out and flew onto the ground. So, and you're going to love these. Okay. So the card that fell down and was face up is Ace of Wands. So let's talk about Ace of Wands here. So what card energy can help me to know how to strengthen my foundation powerfully? It's the inspired action. So when we're talking about knowing the strength that is going to help you with that foundation, it's inspired action. So how are you being inspired? And then what action are you taking to bring that inspiration to life? Ace of Wands is one of my favorite cards because it really is a card of energy. And it's a card of, there's pure potential here. And isn't that what we've been talking about is the power, our power center. Where is the power center in your core? And what I'm being shown in my mind for you right now is if you take this wand and you sort of put it alongside the body, it's running along the chakras. Well, the chakras are our energy centers in our body. So I'm going to say to you this week, in order to access that strength and to lay foundation powerfully, you want to connect to your chakras. You want to maybe do a little bit of Reiki on yourself, listen to some chakra balancing music, maybe even go for a Reiki session in order to sort of bring your energy into alignment with that inspired action. Sometimes we receive a bunch of inspirations, but our energy levels or our energy fields are so gunked up that we lose a little bit of clarity or a little bit of motivation, around what it is that we're receiving. So this is guidance to say, okay, I'm going to actually go and do something about the energy and shift that up. And you're going to love this. The second card is Queen of Wands. So this is basically the mistress of the energy. Queen of Wands is the highly psychic person. She's completely in tune. She's confident. She is the mastery of her energy. There's a lot of mastery there. She has structure. She has organization around her energy. She understands how it works. So when you are applying this to your foundational strength and accessing your power, this is what you're going to arrive at, which is mastery of your energy, really tapping in deeply to that power. And I mean, everything's just going to open up for you. So this week, really do that exercise that we were sort of talking about earlier and connecting with the energy, because what I keep seeing for you is you're right on the precipice of a big breakthrough. But that breakthrough can't fully come through until you are completely aware of your power. And I mean, it's that power within. It's the magic, right? It's the life force that is in all of us. It's spirit, it's source. So connecting to that, I want to say that spark of divine within, or connecting to the soul flame, is going to bring structured awareness and structured ability to work with it into your space and into your field. So I hope that makes some sense. Thank you so much for asking for the card pull. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. How wonderful. I needed this so much. Many blessings. I did connect to my heart and it made a big difference. Awesome. Thank you, Yara. That's wonderful to hear. You are so welcome. It's my pleasure. Well, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. That's our show. Just a couple of quick things. Please stay on the line. We have my Phoenix Rising event coming up this Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It goes, well, it's supposed to go for an hour, but really it's an hour and 15 because, again, brevity and all that stuff. But if you want to get a peek into the upcoming energies for November, this is a great event. Also, I am getting ready to launch my membership, Ignite Your Wings, Wisdom for Transformation. And there's all sorts of goodies in there, and it's consistent support for all of us who are going through these changes. So really excited to be getting ready to share all of that with you. And finally, all of us are really struggling right now in one way, shape, or form or another. I've had so many clients reach out to me asking me, hey, are you taking some evening clients again? Well, I want to say a year and a half ago, I really was in a place of struggling with my energy, and I cut back on some of my hours. And I'm recognizing right now that the world needs this support and needs this help. If you are one of those people, I just want you to know I'm here for you. I have opened up my schedule, a little more availability, and evening availability is there. So if you're one of those people that has wanted to book, but you look at my schedule and you go, I don't know how that's going to work, take a gander again and see if that works for you. I would love to be of service. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in, sending everyone love. Thank you, Hakeem, for being the strong silent type behind the scenes. We appreciate you.